Welcome everybody to the Morning Update Show. I am your co-host Trey Holiday, and y'all know this is our last episode for 2020. I don't do this alone. Y'all know we do this as a team, and you guys know who my partner is in all of this. That would be the Big O. Hey,
Trey Holiday.
Happy New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year's Eve, man. I'm so excited. I'm excited for 2021. I know some people are like, it's just another day. It's just another whatever, anything like that. I'm excited for a new year to start, my friend. Yes. You know what I'm saying? It's been an interesting year, the 2020, and it's really tested us in so many different ways.
Yeah, as people said, 2020 will be the year of clear vision. I think we saw a lot bubble up to the surface this year. I know a lot of folks are ready for a start of 2021.
That being said, so today we're joined by Justin Carter of CapitolHillSeattle.com. We're going to talk about some of his big stories of 2020, and also look back. Yeah, I told him, I see you got to come with a positive story too. You know what I'm saying? And then we're also joined by your girl, not that one, the other one, Besa Gordon. Besa Gordon from Cube 93. She's going to join in, and Erik Kalligraphy. And I'm really excited about this. You know, it's been a long time since Erik has joined us here in studio. I mean, a very long time. And I mean, he called me yesterday and he said, "Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for the new year. I'm ready for everything else." I was like, man, let's come talk about it.
Absolutely. When I pulled into the studio today and I saw brother Erik, I was like, look, I'm just glad to see you. It's all love. Again, seeing all the people here, all of our team. I'm excited too, man. We got a great show. I'm ready to get into it all.
All right. So before we bring Justin on, I thought that, in 2020, March 19th, 2020, is when the Morning Update show started. Yeah. Very, very, very first episode. And, I had it wrong before because I was like, I was Carlos Imani as episode one. Episode number one was the Deaf Chef. It was actually the Deaf. Man, I did my research last night. It was the Deaf Chef. So we just put a few clips here together of the beginning of the Morning Update show back in March, and the first few episodes of what it was like there. The morning show started off. I was flying solo, and then after a few episodes here, joined by Trey Holiday, and they say the rest is history. And looking back on this, Trey, I gotta say that I'm grateful where we are right now, but Studio B was amazing.
We're trying something new. We're trying a morning update. You know what I'm saying? Keep the community in the loop. What's going on really at a micro level. There's all kinds of levels of news and information that's out there with CNN on an international level. Our big boy colleagues here, Channel 4, 7, 13, Seattle Times, with the bigger stories throughout the city and region. And the lane that we're in is to be able to bring our community news and information from, the central district, South End, and stories that are relevant to the Black community, throughout the city and throughout the state.
The best thing I like about our community, and to tell you guys, is just like, man, guys are just happy. They're happy we're here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we want to be able, let me look in the camera. We want to be able to continuously provide you, the community, with the very best, production and everything else. It's our second show.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? They're bear
with us. Bear with us.
My name is Omari Salisbury. Today is Monday, March 23rd, 2020. I'll be honest with you, though, it feels kind of like Groundhog Day.
Really?
Every day feels like Saturday or Sunday or something, man. See, we got a brand new set here today. You know what I'm saying? We want to continuously do our part here, Africatown Media, to set a good example even on the air about our social distancing and spacing. So we just got a bigger space so we could have more space between us. You know what I'm saying? It's our guest today, Dr. Shalon Irving.
Yes, hello everyone. Thanks for joining.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today for another episode of Morning Update. I'm your host, Trey Holiday, and today we're going to start off with some great headlines, and we're going to cut on over to Omari Salisbury and let us know what's going on.
Hey, what's good, Trey?
Take it, oh.
Good morning. We got to inform our viewers. I think they see a switch here because usually when we launched this show, it was the big O over there in the host chair.
That's right.
And now it's Trey Holiday in the host chair, was played to the audience. This is the real host. I've been kind of the best thing is we're all multifunctional here. That's within the media space. We can host, we can write, we can produce, we can direct, we can edit, and so. Early on when we launched this show, I was able to sit in the captain's seat, so they say. But I'm definitely happy to have you there, and I'm okay reading my headlines and getting off your set. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you for holding it down. Oh, I had to take care of the kids, make sure they were situated. So thank you.
Exactly, and that's what I said, man. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely,
100%. And we're still here. Really, because our community, we need culturally relevant news and information. You know what I'm saying? And that in itself, especially at this time, there's so much misinformation out there and it's circling out there. And so, we're here in the studio. And by the way, this is a very big. Maybe tomorrow or Monday we'll shoot around here and people see this is a very large space. And so it's a few thousand square feet, and you've got three people,
right?
4 people at the most. So we are people because my mom was like, "Y'all be safe." You tell that Treyana to be safe.
I know. All right, hi everybody. Welcome back to Morning Update. I'm your host Trey Holiday. Thanks for joining us today. It's been some real adjustments for all of us during COVID, and Zoom has been an incredible source for all of us. I have been able to catch up with some community folks using Zoom. I'm going to get into it right now with you. Wow, what a great recap of all of the things that where we started, man, our humble beginnings, man. I love being able to see Studio A, Studio B. You were holding it down there for our first few episodes, brother, and then we had it all together. And look at where we've come today. All of the recognition from those in major media, those in the community, people in the city of Seattle. It's just been a beautiful growth, man, of Converge and growing into this, man. I'm so happy to be on this journey with you, my friend.
Yeah, no, it was crazy looking through some of those early episodes. And you know what the best thing is, Trey? And we got some other stuff in here that we're going to play. The best thing is that we were saying the exact same thing before Seattle protests that we're saying right now. Hey, man, we want to deliver the news to community. It's this, and that. Even back in March, you're like the resiliency of community and everything else, And so I only throw that out there because, a lot of people just started watching us, the protest and everything else. We've been saying everything the same since day one, that we want to provide a service to our community, make our aunties and uncles and big mama and them proud of what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, to be honest, staying true to that has allowed for the growth. I think that when you have a real sense of self, when you talk about who you are, what you're meant to do, we were talking about Nia, purpose and living in purpose. We saw that growth. And I think sticking to that thorough line is super important because that's why we love all of you out there watching. It's really about bringing that news to y'all.
There it is. Speaking of news, please bring in Justin Carter of CapitolHillSeattle.com.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What's going on? Man, you're looking sharp to that.
Hey, I'm ready. I got latte in my my champagne glasses. Let's roll.
There it is, man. I'm like, man, we're moving up. Justin, put the jacket on for us and everything.
Justin, you look so dapper, my friend. Absolutely.
There was no parties this year. Didn't get invited to any parties, so I get dressed up for you guys.
Hey, don't get it twisted. Justin to turn into his protest coverage gear real quick. You see him with other stuff,
Yeah, I'm all ready. I got my mask right here.
You see, there it is. Justin, so we got you on here because we're doing a lot of review stuff today on this show, but we did want to talk about some news. And so you're our news guy here today. And the first thing I wanted to bring up, this is an article that was up there on CapitolHillSeattle.com, CHS in Review 2020, Capitol Hill's most important stories. And so we're a CD network, but we spent a lot of time up on Capitol Hill, literally. And it was a lot of inner issues. And also beyond that, although it says CapitolHillSeattle.com, they cover the Central District. Mm-hmm. That being said, Justin, what are some of the big stories that stuck out to you this year?
Well, it doesn't get bigger than what we've all lived through, and trying to define and recap COVID from a neighborhood perspective, I had to just choose kind of a moment in time. And so one of the big stories, of course, was the pandemic. And for me, I think one of the interesting stories looking back was just the moment where we changed and everybody suddenly put a mask on, and the weird kind of cultural shift that has gone on with that. I don't know, in 2021 and 2022, and what masks will, what kind of part they'll be in our lives. But for me, that was a real embodiment of the year and a real kind of significant change that happened pretty early, but still, after weeks and months of the initial concern, where people really sorted that out. So that was one big story. And of course, then there's CHOP. And CHOP was so big that I literally kind of had to kind of chop it in two. And for me, it really, as coverage, and you probably feel this way too. Remembering back, there's kind of two CHOPs. There's the formation and the excitement of an autonomous zone and a protest that took like physical form and took streets and had just so much interest and around the world attention. And then there's the story of CHOP and the sweeps and the clearance and the police violence and the sadness, the gas, the flashbangs, and now the legacy that we have of protest and what comes next in the neighborhood. So looking back, you can't look past those huge stories, and that's kind of how I think of them. I know there's 10,000 other ways to think of those important stories we just lived through.
Well, Justin, I think that you're absolutely right. And those are some major points that so many of us lived through in 2020. I got to ask you, because we have to talk about this. I mean, what was your favorite moment, honestly, in 2020? I like how you talk about the mask. But
we're not there yet.
Okay.
Yo, we got, he said we're going to play a game with Justin. Don't worry.
See? You got it.
He sent us, so he sends us 6-7 different things here. We might just close my eyes and pick one over here. We'll
hit him. I'm ready. I'm ready for games, especially. This is a good day for games. Let's play.
Let's do it.
All right, we're gonna expediently get to the game, but real quick, City Hall played a lot in what happened there in Capitol Hill, whether you say for the good or for the bad. City council, the mayor, and everything else. What were some of the big highlights in your mind, or lowlights, as far as like City Hall, City Council, the mayor, or even their interaction there with Capitol Hill?
Well, thematically, Seattle's world of politics, City Hall, got turned on its head in 2020. We entered the year with what felt like a very strong mayor, and someone who had pretty cross the board appeal. And it's very clear that Mayor Durkin ran into, a buzzsaw of history, but also made some decisions along the way that ultimately have led to, for whatever reason, her deciding that she's done with this job and will serve out her term and be done with it. So, looking at it from that perspective, what a massive change, because what you see is some new powers that have arisen out of city council, chaos in some sense, where we all should be on watch and careful of what rises to kind of fill this power vacuum and gap, and lots of opportunity for people who have social and progressive agendas. Not all of those have been achieved. There was talk of a lot of support for things like defund, but when the rubber hit the road, we saw just how much the tires were actually just spinning. And these are difficult, huge questions of humanity that these guys are tackling. So in some ways, you have to be really sympathetic. But yeah, there's I guess if you look at it from Game of Thrones kind of way, there's a empire for the taking here in Seattle. Some people outside of the city would say, well, who'd want it? Well, what a shithole. We can't stand this liberal bastion that's hope it falls into the ocean. But I think we all know that we love it. I think we all know that it is a great place to live. And I think we all know that that good people and smart people are going to rise up and help take us to kind of the new spots and new steps in 2021 and 2022. There's so much opportunity now to really change things and to start making some of these intentions more real than they have been.
Right. And so you talked about COVID, which is bad news. You talked about the protests, which depending on how you look at it, everybody has an opinion around it, but it's put a lot of anguish from the city, maybe some change. You talked about City Hall, which everybody's like, yeah. Let's talk about something positive. So you sent me over here. You sent me 4 or 5 different stories. I said, man, we got to keep it upbeat. We're going into the new year with something positive here. And, I'll give you 2. I think you already know which one of them is going to be, and so we'll do that second. So what's the other one besides that one that you want to talk about?
Well, I tend to look at things in terms of street corners in the streets of my neighborhood, and often the businesses and kind of institutions that individuals build here. Lots of times, small businesses. So I think one story that kind of got missed in all this, and it depends on how you kind of feel about Capitol Hill and the Pike Pine Cool, but Rudy's Barbershop and hundreds of jobs was basically saved by some of its founders during this year of pandemic, during this year of high economic uncertainty. And every business, especially as they grow, will have warts and there'll be issues. But that's a story that we shouldn't miss. And it's great. I'm occasionally, before I started cutting my own COVID hair, I often was at Rudy's, and I really love its part in the culture of the neighborhood, and I was glad to see it continue through, and I hope that they can survive what's to be more months of challenge for those kinds of businesses.
Right. Okay. And now, it's another. He's sent over a lot of options, but one of them. Come on, it's Converge. So you already know there's another really great story. Impacts our neighborhood. 23rd and Union. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, how can you get happier than Communion finally being open? At right there in the middle of 23 and Union, you have a Black-owned business in the middle of an equitably developed, affordable housing building, and there's a lot of life. I mean, one of the things I've said to you, Omari, is it's just really notable how many potential good news stories out of a really challenging year are going on around 23rd and Union in that Central District area. Communion is just an amazing restaurant. If you haven't tried it yet, definitely get some takeout from there. It brings Seattle soul food to the table again after things like the Kingfish Cafe and these other places we might remember have gone, and it brings a lot of just hope for the neighborhood as more of those kinds of businesses can be developed by people who have a deep and longstanding and important connection to the neighborhood.
All right, good stuff. Before we let you go, Justin Carter, Trey Holiday has a question for you.
Okay.
Last question for you, Justin. I mean, gotta ask you, what's your New Year's resolution?
My resolution is, sadly, I'm gonna have to change the way that I love to exercise. I love soccer. I love team sports, and I've devoted my life kind of to making that part of it. That's taken a long time to come back, so I'm going to have to find new ways to move my butt around besides chasing protests and following the cops around. So we're out there. If you see me and I look like I'm about to die and I'm out on a jog, give me some water or something like that. Cheer me on. I'm going to start going to the neighborhood a little bit more on the run and see if that will help keep this body moving into the new year.
There it is. Well, man, I appreciate you taking the time, Justin. Appreciate all your hard work and your coverage up there at Capitol Hill, but also our home neighborhood, the Central District. You know what I mean?
Thanks for having me be part of the show. And you're the story of 2020 when it comes to it. What's going on around Converge is incredible, and the growth, man, it's fun to be a part of. So thanks, and look forward to doing more in the new year.
All right, Justin.
Thanks, Justin.
Happy New Year. Talk to you soon. Man, this is like, what the? He goes, over here. What's crazy is like when I was up there on Capitol Hill, all of us there, it's like my bosom buddy because, there's these 2 reporters there. And, I know the Hill pretty good, but he knows the Hill.
Yeah.
And so, covering the process we talked about there is that evolution from the Western barricade to the Chaz, to the Chop, to the Sweep, to the ongoing protest, to the more sweeps, to more protests, to the sweep, and then down to City Hall and what's happened there and everything else. So, man, real appreciative of Justin. We're gonna take a break right now. I got this one. We're gonna take a break right now. But this break, we're putting you back in the time machine. Don't worry, our time machine, it don't go that fast. We're only going back a few months. But this is right after we started the morning update show, and we wanted to give information to our community, but it was culturally relevant. People were watching the news, and people on the news were saying, well, hey, do this, wash your hands, hand sanitizer, and everything else. But a lot of people in our audience might not have found the person who was delivering the message was relevant. And so we reached out to Dr. Mook, the hip hop biochemist at the University of Washington. And he came on the morning update show way back when and did an experiment on air.
Trey Holiday here with Dr. Mook from UW, breaking all the COVID-19 issues down for us, brother.
And so this is a little simple experiment just to explain why we're saying, wash your hands with soap thoroughly, but also use 70% and above alcohol substances like your hand sanitizer, as well as rubbing alcohol. Those are the things that are going to be effective to fight against this COVID-19. And so, like I said, when you think about coronavirus, corona means crown of these large proteins on the surface that's actually making it this really, resistant, as well as integrated with the fatty stuff that is on top that's making that wall that protects it. So while soap interacts with that fatty stuff and is able to actually destroy that, alcohol interacts with the proteins as well as the fats. And so I have just regular eggs here, and I mean, Trey, you can testify that these are eggs, right?
All right, let's see here. Regular eggs. All right.
Yeah, and we have, the hand sanitizer, so we'll make sure that we'll sanitize ourselves here after this experiment. But so we have a regular eggs, and I just have the egg whites from those eggs, because if you didn't know, eggs are a lot of protein, that's why we actually have them. Eggs are filled chock full of proteins. And so when you cook your eggs, it turns from this white, milky stuff, clear substance, and it actually becomes white and milky. That's what happens when you boil your egg or you poach an egg. This turns from clear to white. It's because you're breaking down the eggs and it's unfolding. So what we want to do is break down the proteins around the virus using things like alcohol, bleach, or soap that allows it to actually go ahead and move away. And so what I just have here is 70% of alcohol right here, which is exactly what is in your hand sanitizers, and that's the percentage that you want. And again, Mythbusters, you don't want things like vodka or liquor that have a low percentage, that will do nothing. And so you'll see if we put it in there, really we're not seeing much of a difference. Whereas when we put that in there, immediately it turns white. And so we are just completely killing the egg proteins in the same way that we want to kill the virus proteins. And so you want something with a really high percentage. So when you buy your hand sanitizer, make sure the percentage of alcohol that's in there is above 60%, okay? That's what we want.
Wow, what a great throwback to Dr. Mook. Again, showing Dr. Mook as one of the leading, honestly, biochemists in UW Labs. And here we are, another showcasing of Black brilliance. I mean, Dr. Mook was a great resource for us in the beginning, and he actually came back and did some fun experiments too, man. Shout out to Dr. Mook.
And what's really crazy, though, about that, so Dr. Mook came and he did the experiments. And like I said, we wanted things that were culturally relevant. We wanted kids in our community to be like, oh, wow, man, look, there's a Black doctor who's talking about COVID, who's doing an experiment, everything else. He came several times. And actually, the stuff with Dr. Mook in another clip that we're going to play here later with the Black educators, Superintendent Juno actually got a wind of what we were doing over here and was like, how could Converge work with the Seattle public schools? And then like COVID really, really hit and lockdowns of the schools and everything. But you just never know who's watching.
Absolutely. And the great thing about it is that we were able to connect Dr. Mook with their digital team so that there could be some showcasing of Dr. Mook within their Seattle Public Schools digital arena. And that's really where I love the convergence that Converge really brings in terms of bringing folks together from our community community, folks that are just brilliant, that, you know, have that expertise. Man, again, that cultural relevancy is important to our audience. We knew that from the gate.
Very important. And another thing, when we're looking back here on 2020, one of the biggest things that we did right out of jump was try to support our business owners and our community. Early on, that was early. Like, how can we help our businesses? Who's open? Who's not open? What are your hours? What's this? What's that? Everything else. But also, we wanted to be a reassuring and calming voice to our community, and we wanted to show positivity. We wanted to be able to share good stories and everything else. And this is actually here. This is you talking to Trey Lamont, and this is pretty interesting here because Trey Lamont shared how one of his friends actually drove up from Auburn and they ordered food and they left a $3,000 tip for the chef and the sous chef that was there at the Jerk Shack.
So we kind of wanted to ask you if you have seen any kind of, you know, the best examples of human nature during this time.
Well, I went to school with a gentleman called Mark Monroe and his wife, who I went to school with as well, Erica Monroe. I did their wedding at the Northwest African American Museum a few years ago, and they drove all the way from Auburn yesterday to come pick up food, and Mark was willing to pay for other people's food last night, and his bill came up to $130-something dollars, and he tipped my 2 employees that were working, my sous chef and my dishwasher, $3,000 to split. So he tipped them $3,000, and that was amazing.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. Shout out again to another Garfield grad, my guy, Trey Lamont. And we did not plan that denim on denim. We really did not. But you know what? Honestly, the showcasing of that kind of love from our community was another example of how we were spreading positive messaging through this platform. And to be honest, I was so thrilled that he was able to come on and spotlight that kind of experience. And I know that those that were working in the Jerk Shack that day, I know the chef and the sous chef were so thrilled. And honestly, they shared that with others, other employees.
At the time, you could only have 2 employees.
Exactly. But they were like, we're not going to take it off for ourselves. We're going to make sure our other employees also get a cut of this. I mean, again, people looking out for each other, man. That's really what we saw in COVID.
It was real powerful in the neighborhood too, as well. Once we aired that it was so many Black people who was like, "What? It was somebody Black." You know, it was $3,000 tip. A lot of times, our population here is small, no matter what. But when you hear about these kind of acts like that, then a lot of times they don't look like us. And that was one thing that we've been doing this whole year, is showing people, whether it's getting clips from other parts of the country, when we talk about Black philanthropy, or spotlighting the postman. You know what I'm saying? When the postman had that program there, and they still have it, where they'll send a letter or a card to anybody in the world for you for free.
Yeah.
Just so you can let people know that you care. A lot of people are homebound, they can't leave their house, COVID and everything else. And you hit up the postman and you give them the name and address and a message, and they send a card on your behalf to anybody in the world. That's our community. Yeah. The Deaf Chef, Feed the People, Chef Tariq, you know what I'm saying? Everything to Chef Christie. That's our community. And so we really, really enjoyed highlighting these examples of excellence in our community.
Absolutely. Plus, I gotta say, we knew, again, being plugged in and connected to community, we did not want to put that on no major media to do that. We knew that was our charge, to showcase how our community was being resilient and supporting one another. We didn't want nobody else to have to tell those stories. We knew that was coming from community, and it was imperative that we made sure our finger was on the pulse with those stories. So you're absolutely right. Oh, that was definitely a part of why Converge. I think people really gravitated to it because they understood that we were plugged in, connected to these folks, and they're part of our community. Again, showcasing that love, man. That's what it's really been about. We saw a lot of that in 2020.
We did. And you know who saw a lot of 2020? Jake Gravbrot. Jake Gravbrot, photographer, photojournalist. Man, he's an editor, producer. Man, Jake's doing something it's great to see Jake has grown and thrived in his space. Because when Jake first came over here to Converge, strictly photographer. And now, he does video segments. he's writing, you know what I'm saying? He's directing stuff, some everything else. We're gonna get ready to go to break right here. When we come back, we got Besa Gordon on the other side. But we're gonna go into this break with a really nice look back at 2020 by Jake Grabrot.
My parents coming over here as refugees meant that they didn't really have anything when they came to America. Having reliable healthcare and having a reliable doctor was really important. Cộng đồng của tôi, trạm y tế của tôi.
我的社区，我的诊所。Mi comunidad, mi clínica.
bulshada iyo baqaaraha.
My community, my clinic.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man, the Big O. Want to take a moment here, first of all, to say thank you for your support of Converge Media. We definitely wouldn't be here without you. Secondly, I want to thank everybody who is a supporter of Converge Media on Patreon. We definitely appreciate your support. And for those of you might not know, I'll let you know, we operate 100% off of donations. Some donations big, most donations small, but we love all donations all the same. If you haven't done so yet, I want to encourage you to go on our website to whereweconverge.com/donate and subscribe. You click on the Patreon link and you can subscribe for as little as $5 a month. There's higher tiers beyond that as well. And just know that your subscription literally keeps us on the air. Once again, I want to thank you for all your support. All right, welcome back. Definitely want to thank everybody for their support. This is for real. You guys keep us on air. You guys, your donations, it's $5, $3, sometimes $300, sometimes more. But You guys keep us here. We appreciate you. We thank you. We honor you. We uplift you. And man, we hope that we're delivering for them, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, I got to echo those sentiments. Oh, because honestly, we are thankful. We're thankful to all of you. Again, we do this as a collective effort, and it's through your donations that we keep on doing it day after day. So thank you all.
Definitely. Challenge a friend, by the way. Let's go into the New Year's. You can make your friends make a resolution. Be like, what are your resolutions? Needs to be, you need to become a subscriber at Converge by going to whereweconverge.com/donate. Yeah, it's a good way. And also, it's a good episode here. And I think it's a good episode to introduce a friend, a family member to the Morning Update show if you haven't already. So please feel free to tag people and share this stream. All right, she's been back in the green room. Oh, yeah, please bring in Besa Gordon.
Dun, dun, dun.
What's up, B?
Hey.
Oh, hey.
You're looking good, Besa. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Besa, last time we saw you, I don't think you had blue hair.
No, it was orange.
Man, it's meant to be young.
Yeah, see?
You know what I'm saying? Just switch it up and some of everything else. So I know that you were sent over a video, but we don't want to go down that.
Beyonce is set up. She needs her point at all times.
Yeah, it had Beyonce in it, and we don't want to run the risk of some copyright strike. Not on this episode. It's a special episode. But I did reach out to Besa because she got her finger on the pulse out there in really in pop culture and contemporary culture and everything else. I reached out to Besa because she's always got these stories, things. But I said, Besa, what can you tell us positive about 2020?
Right, because 2020 was definitely a dub. So I decided to go with Beyonce with Black is King. Obviously, she also dropped her song Black Parade. I mean, like I said, Beyonce likes her coin, so we can't play it. But if you've seen it, if you heard about it, you know that one, she ended up dropping Black Parade on Juneteenth, which was huge. It made it to where, although we were already celebrating Blackness, we were able to celebrate it with literally our own song. Like, hey, girl, come around. Let's have a Black Parade. Let's celebrate ourselves. All that good stuff. You know what I mean? Then everybody was a little bit confused when she dropped her Lion King album, but she ended up dropping Black is King, the movie. First of all, I have it playing right now on my TV. And second of all, for me, especially in a year full of, Manny Ellis's, George Floyd's, Breonna Taylor's, it was nice to have something uplifting, not only just Black people, but brown girls. Like I've said before, I definitely could have been told that I was pretty a lot more when I was a kid. So to hear a song like Brown Skin Girl, You Have the Power, and, Keys to the Kingdom, and again, Black Parade, it was definitely refreshing. And frankly, I'd still watch it and listen to it all whenever I need a little pick-me-up.
All right. I see where this is going.
You already know.
Hold on. You're talking about Besa, you're talking about Trey Holiday and Beyonce. And look, so is already over there giving me the signal.
Bye-bye.
Get your moment now and hey, Trey.
Hey, I just got to say that gave me chills because you know what? This is the year. Not only was it the year of 2020 vision for all of us, but it was the year of the awakening of that power within us. And one of the things that Beyonce did very clearly was put the stamp on that game. Okay, I will tell you this much. They've been talking about Black girl magic, Black woman power, all of this. Look at Stacey Abrams. It was clear as day that 2020, I think, was won by Black women. And I think Beyonce, with all of the power that she has infused in her music, utilizing her platform, her amazing talent to really showcase that, man, Black is king, Black is queen all day long. That's all I got to say. I'm with you 100% on that, Besa.
I know that's right. I would say something else, but I can't say what I really want. So, but we're just going to go with, I know that's right. Because period. And I think we really all need that pick-me-up.
Yeah, before 2020 is over, we got to sprinkle this magic on them one more time, Besa.
Oh, and I have to say happy belated birthday.
Thank you, babes.
Are the boys allowed back in the room?
All right, come on, bring them in.
I guess, child, I guess.
We can bring them in.
You see, okay. Thanks for giving me permission to come back into the room. So now the Rewind with Besa is on hiatus for the holidays. You got a well-deserved break. A lot of people might not know that you're also on air in Cube 93. You produce a ton of, you have your on air show and you produce a ton of content beyond that. You write a blog over there. You got all these digital things going, on air personality. And you also got the Rewind with Besa right here, which will be coming back on air probably in the next week or two. Mm-hmm. And then also, I think we got something cooking up for the Grammys, right?
Yes, I'm working on doing something like a Grammy panel that won't potentially get me yelled at by the Grammys in the future. But I definitely want to have this discussion about these award shows. Every single time some sort of a list comes out, people get in their feelings, they're mad, they're like, this person doesn't deserve it, this person does deserve it. So I just kind of want to have, you know, a little discussion on what we think these award shows can do a little better in 2021.
Absolutely. Besa, we so appreciate you. And I love that you have joined the Converge team. Before we let you go, I got to ask you, what is your New Year's resolution?
Ooh, so I thought about this and I've been thinking about it a lot. Like, it's so crazy. I've been on like my little spiritual journey, as some people say, and it's been definitely keeping me centered throughout all this craziness. But in doing so, I realized that I kind of put myself down sometimes. I kind of sometimes don't believe in myself. I kind of dim my own light. And I know some people are like, what? No, trust and believe. You think I'm doing a lot now. There's so much more that I could have done and I could be doing and I want to do if I legit just get out of my own way. So my New Year's resolution is to stay out of my own damn way and just be about.
Yes, absolutely.
Boss
love.
Firecracker. She ain't even a firecracker. She's a power plant.
Absolutely.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what, Besa, you stay on it, man.
Hey, look, appreciate you, Besa. Wishing you a very happy new year and man, looking forward to all the great things that we're going to collaborate on with you, but then also the larger other things that I know that's going to continue to expand your career as you thrive in your purpose.
Yes, thank you for having me, because it's so funny. There was a while ago when DJ Lady Coco was like, oh, you should add Omari on Facebook and watch all the protest stuff. I was like, I did. He hasn't added me back yet. And look at where we're at now.
Don't worry, I'm still adding you. Thank you, Besa.
Of course. Bye, guys.
Bye, Besa.
Bye. Yeah. That's, man, Besa is like, it's always refreshing when she's on air.
I know. And honestly, the expansion of all of this programming that Converge has done, I love seeing our people be a part of it. That's all I got to say. You know, the Rewind with Besa and that pop culture pop right here. It was like needed, man. It's like fresh air. And she brings that vibrancy. So much love.
Right. Wow. Yeah. I was just sitting over. I'm trying to see if I got this video in here or not. I'm gonna upload it here real quick. I got something special for everybody. One of the things we talked about was when COVID hit here in, of course, when you talk about school education, even across the country, but here in Seattle, our children are usually the furthest from what they say educational justice and things like that. Although we're seeing good news come from Director Chappelle, and we're talking about what he's doing over there. Looks like the actual school districts in flux, the superintendent is not going to be coming back. But we knew that we couldn't really depend upon traditional media sources to encourage or things like that, or give information about education to our kids. And so actually, I had to stop clipping. As soon as the school shut down, Director Hersey came on air. He came on air, and actually Councilmember Zahalai, King County council member, they came right there to the studio so they could get the information out. But giving educational information to young people, especially when school shut down, or encouraging them to read, or encouraging parents, is a good opportunity. Show your kids how to change the tire. Show your kids, man, you bake, and show them how to bake, and having that messaging. Well, we partner with Africatown Community Land Trust and several Black educators, and we recorded a series of them reading children's books.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Brandon Hersey. I am the school board director for District 7 here in Seattle. Reading for y'all today is called Ada Twist Scientist, and this is one of my favorite books, and you're gonna see why in just a few seconds, so let's get into it.
Hello, everybody. My name is Marissa McDowell. I am the director of the Trailblazers program with inspirational workshops. And today I'm going to be reading Honey Smoke.
Hello, my name is Imijah. I am a mother, community advocate. I care about children and their families. And I'm here today to read the book, Fear, Love.
She asks Mama, am I black or white?
Watching carefully, Daddy combed, parted, oiled, and twisted. He nailed it.
Ada Marie, said not a word till the day she turned 3. She bounced in her crib and looked all around, observing the world but not making a sound. She learned how to...
This is I'm getting emotional looking at all of the work that we've done this year. And you know what? We talk about time, like getting away from us all the time, because it's like, man, we've been doing this since March and it feels like we've been doing this for years. But looking at all of the effort of so many of our community members pouring into Converge and bringing their brilliance to the table. Honestly, I'm loving to see this. It's reminding me of all of the connections we have and how deep they really are.
Yeah. And, you know, you were just talking, I was looking for this video here when you talk about how far we've come. And you were talking about the rewind with Besa. And it was, you know, we started as far as on air. We had on air programming before. It was really, you know, very, very community stuff, which, you know, we're wanting to reignite in 2021. But we went from the morning update show all together. We've got 14 shows all together. Here's just a few of them.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap-ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own, tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.
Man, I can never get enough. And you know, it's a song by Dre's, and if it is, I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for my people, I did it for us. Yeah, I was like, man, Dre's was like, this song fits Converge perfectly.
Oh
and it's
my
banging.
God, it's banging. First of all, another person from the community, man. Dre's been holding it down in the music sphere. And honestly, that song, it makes me teary every time. And then you put those images with it, and I'm just like, yes, absolutely. It's amazing to see how Converge has grown.
Yeah, we're banging it. So I do have actually another segment here, and we have to get this in. This is Spellbound Cookies. This is dope. Bobby Stills sat down with the guys from Spellbound Cookies and interviewed them about the cookies. These guys have been supporters of Converge, everything else. I even supporting in the room. You can't see me rubbing my back. I mean, Spellbound is good and bad all at the same time because they put some of this studio weight on me right here. We're going to drop this segment right here with Bobby Stills and Spellbound Cookies. And it's crazy because I could swear, man, that Jake Grab brought, or maybe it was you or Oya or Nikki or Erik, somebody stole my cookies. Oh. You know what I'm saying? I'm still looking for them. We're going to run this. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're sitting down with Erik, Kalligraphy. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Hi, this is Bobby Stills from Converge Media, and I'm going to introduce you guys to my friends at Spellbound Cookies. Welcome to the Morning Update Show. So first of all, I wanted you guys to go ahead and tell our audience a little bit about what you guys actually do, and a little bit about your guys' backgrounds.
All right. Well, we make fabulous cookies. That's right. That's right. For the people of the world. We used to make cheese together, and that's how we met. And then eventually had an idea to bring some joy down to Capitol Hill when people were marching. And from that experience, we decided to keep going. The whole point behind the cookies is, we want to make people happy. You tend to experience whatever you focus on the most. And that, I'm not saying that people should ignore things they don't like, but we figure if you have a moment to focus on joy, then that gives you a little fortitude to deal with things when they go awry. So that was the starting point of Spellbound.
Okay, and then how do you guys sell your cookies? How often are you making them? Are they fresh? Do you deliver? How do people get a hold of you guys?
All right, well, we sell mostly online. We do have pop-ups and pickup spots. around Seattle. We do DoorDash, and we're doing Grubhub shortly, but mostly online. We bake fresh and ship every Tuesday.
Check out spellboundcookies.com. You can schedule a pickup. We can ship it to you nationwide. And of course, come say hey and pick it up from us too on the weekends.
What are you guys working on right now when it comes to cookies?
The winter collection of cookies is a little bit out of control. We have a lot of strange works of art coming at you. I mean, the fall collection was a bit more, homey and,
it was a good start.
Yeah, but the winter collection's out of control.
How did you guys actually get Keanu Reeves to actually be a model for you guys?
I've been friends with Keanu.
There you go, way back.
We're gonna put a picture up here, and I'm amazed. I don't know. I didn't think Keanu Reeves could, eat those kinds of things. But
I was shocked he let us put him in a bathtub filled with milk.
I know. that was
all right. Well, I look forward to you delivering those on Thursday. Correct, there, Clayton.
Definitely.
All right. Thanks, gentlemen.
My delivery from Spellbound Cookies, I see, has arrived. What do we have here? Thank you, Mr. Gravbrot. So, I've been hearing about this Spellbound Cookies, and not only have I been hearing good things, I hear that they're also big fans of Converge. So, wow. And you see this, I've got this great packaging here. And, oh yeah, Bobby, you're going to have to stay away from my cookies. Look at these. Look at this. Well, I might fall asleep after eating this one. So, yeah, these are dope. Good looking out, Spellbound. And I want everybody as my witness right here. These cookies are all mine. So Jake, Bobby, Nikki, Triana, stay away from my cookies. There it is. I caught the cookie thief right there. I caught you red-handed, Gravbrot. My audio's here, huh? Okay. I caught you red-handed, Gravbrot. Yeah, I know you ate all the evidence. It's a big deal when Jake comes in the studio, because Jake comes in the studio to take pictures when very important people are here. And oh yeah, you can go ahead and bring up the other camera. You can bring me out. There you go. Who we got in here today? Mr. Erik Kalligraphy.
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, man. It's good to see you. And I say that like I don't see you a lot. Like we used to. Like we used to live and chop together and all kinds of stuff.
In Africa Town studio together.
We lived there. We lived in the CD together. I've been knowing Erik Kalligraphy for 16 years.
16?
Man, 16 years. What's this?
2020.
25? Yeah.
21.
That's going on. This will be the 16th year.
Golly.
Knowing you since you was a youngin', boy.
Yeah. I was super.
Yeah, it's been a long time, man. And we've actually seen a lot together and grown together. And this is actually I wasn't gonna bring this up, but it just jogged my memory. But it was Erik Kalligraphy in May of 2016. Sat with Erik Kalligraphy right down there at Waterfront Park and was like, man, Erik, man, if we could build this platform, you know what I'm saying, for content, and we could deliver the best content for Black and urban market throughout the Northwest. Mm-hmm. We could do film, we could write, and we could do whatever. 4 years ago was when we came up with Converge.
Yeah, we sat down at the pier, we talked, and then it was off to the races after that.
Yeah, I mean, that's an important lesson right there too. Anybody watching is even the Converge portion of my story, Erik's story,
It didn't happen overnight. This is 4 years of what you're seeing right now
4 years.
here on air. Actually, 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah,
plus.
4.5 years to get to this point.
Mhm.
And so, you know, you people saw you a lot during the protest. You're out there literally having my back
Yeah.
and also taking photos and everything like that. But you also live on Capitol Hill, which it takes a toll.
Yeah.
You know, with everything going on. But tell people what you've been up to.
Who I've been up to a lot. What should we start with? I've been taking a lot of photo shoots. I've redoing my Instagram page. We've been doing the Converge music stuff. We've been doing a lot of interviews with that. That's going to be fun. You know, just working on a lot of stuff for 2021 and letting 2020 just kind of live where it is at. And hopefully at midnight, everything turns around. Golden brick roads. The last 4 years of Trump has never happened anyway. No.
You know, my mama in the comments, she said you're looking good.
Thank you, Miss Walden. I'm not cursing.
we actually had a music. So I'll be honest with you, Mama. We had a music segment. They were because Erik got a new music video, but we have to talk about that on Monday. I was like, man, we're gonna play it. And then I listened. I was like, ooh. I said,
yes.
Mama Walden ain't gonna be happy with that.
I was like, oh, okay. I was like, not the video.
You know, I wanted to come and acknowledge you, and I'm glad. It's really, it's not even weird. It's fate. It's a blessing, because oftentimes here on the Morning Update show, we talk about how you're somebody who's been so impacted by the violence that's occurred in the city of Seattle in 2020. I mean, it's a ridiculous number of people that have gotten killed that either you're friends with or related to. And so, you know, for us over here, I think I speak for a lot of the team. We all just kind of was like, let's take a step back. Let's give Erik his space. Let's support Erik when he can. And whenever Erik is back, he's back. And it was like the last 2 days, I don't know what happened, but it was like, you know, the light switched on, the brightness is back in your eyes. And man, I just want to tell you, welcome back, brother. People don't, man, we went through a lot. I mean, just in protests, and you went through all the protest stuff, plus all of these murders.
Yeah, I mean, even the murder of Lorenzo Anderson directly impacted my community and my friends, you know, from CHOP. But I guess I could just say this now. There's a lot of loss that happened this year, man. But I also seen a lot of progress with people. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the Converge crew. Like, me and Jake were talking earlier, and we were like, yo, we're looking at pictures that you had on the screen, and we were a corner away from each other, right? I don't know how long me and Alia lived next door to each other, right? Now we're even closer, right? And Bobby Stills, right? We're like a little corner. We got a Converge corner. But so many people, I've been watching people sell plates and, you know, watching that go from selling plates to opening a restaurant like Communion.
Wow.
Right? I've been watching them guys in the community selling plates, doing pop-ups, doing pop-up bars for community events for years, right? And 2020 is the year that they come out, right? Boom, go support Communion, right? Doomy, or Dre's, right? Before I did promotion with you, I was with Doomy, and we had a promo group called Golden Boys, right? And we did our first event at Waves. 2020, my man got like 100 placements.
Yeah, Dre's is killing it. And he got a placement on Converge, too. We can't pay you, though, Dre's.
But, you know, the progress, there's a lot of loss, and rest in peace, all the fallen people, right? All the communities, all the families that need healing, right? All the parents that lost children, you know. Our love goes out to you, right? And all those people that progressed and made it and are in the beginning stages of starting their business, the beginning stages of ordering their life in the right direction, the beginning stages of following their dreams. Shouts out to you too. I can't wait to see more of you in 2021.
There it is, man. So, but before I let you go here, any particular New Year's resolution that you want to share with the audience?
I need to eat better, so I'm going to cut out McDonald's, Burger King, and There's a picture floating around that Jake took that I have a 6-pack in. So by that time next year, we're going to do it again, and I'll have a 4-pack. High standards.
and you'll have the 4-pack. Well, man, Erik, man, it's a blessing. 16 years, bro.
16 years.
You know, I tell people it's like a lot of times, man, you really judge things by the failures, not the successes.
Mm-hmm.
And for as many we chased a lot of great ideas, and for one reason or another, things worked. It did work. A lot of times it was out of our control.
Yeah.
Sometimes we never had enough money, never had enough this, never had enough that, but we just kept trying.
Yeah.
And kept trying and kept trying. And man, every single time I called, you came. Every time. Every single time, man. Erik, trying to do it. I can't do it by myself, bro. I need some help. You've always been there, man. I appreciate you, brother.
And I appreciate you too. Thank you for calling. I'd be sitting around doing stuff. Let's go. Put it together. And then it makes more Facebook memories.
There it is. There it is. All right, we're going to take a short break right now. When we return, Trey Holiday comes back to the set, and I got to pick my favorite story of 2020. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man, the Big O. Want to take a moment here, first of all, to say thank you for your support of Converge Media. We definitely wouldn't be here without you. Secondly, I want to thank everybody who is a supporter of Converge Media on Patreon. We definitely appreciate your support. And for those of you might not know, I'll let you know, we operate 100% off of donations. Some donations big, most donations small, but we love all donations all the same. If you haven't done so yet, I want to encourage you to go on our website to whereweconverge.com/donate and subscribe. You click on the Patreon link and you can subscribe for as little as $5 a month. There's higher tiers beyond that as well. And just know that your subscription literally keeps us on the air. Once again, want to thank you for all your support. Now. So look at this. We got it right. There it is. There it is right there. Bobby Stills, Jake Gravbrot, Erik Kalligraphy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I must have missed the joke because they out there laughing about saying, Bobby Stills is the consummate jokers, man. But we always talk about teamwork makes the dream work. 100%, and that's what it's really all about. And we got an amazing team here at Converge. Wouldn't you agree, Trey Holiday?
Absolutely. Oh, man, that is the team right there. A shout out to our team. And honestly, when we can bring them on set and dig a little deeper into who they are, so you guys get to know all of this brilliance behind the lens, all of this brilliance behind the programming, that's what it's about.
Yeah, and no coronavirus update today, but we would be remiss if we didn't bring Nikki Barron onto the screen. Is Nikki there?
Hi.
There she is, Nikki Barron. That's an opportunity for us to say thank you for all your hard work in 2020.
Yeah, please go to the wide so I can make sure that she hears me. Look, I just wanted to make sure that you can hear it from me too, because we talk about this all the time, the power of the Capricorn woman. But I will say, my friend, you have come into this team in an explosive way. Your talent is so recognized. It is so appreciated. All of your passion and effort that you bring. Honestly, Nikki, I'm so happy to call you sis on this team. Thank you so much for all you do.
No, thank you. That means so much coming from you. I know when I first started, you were just like
who's this girl who's suddenly here with this like clipboard, like bossing everybody around. So to have, to be a part of the team in this way, it feels like family, and it's been such a blessing and a pleasure. So yeah, thank you so much for saying that.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna run this from my side over here. Oh yeah, let me. So Oleg, wait, can we get a Can we go? Oya D. Alessandro, our outstanding director right here. Thank you so much, Oya.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me be a part of the team.
Yeah, man. Oya's expertise is taking it to another level.
And I gotta say it. I'm sorry, another Capricorn woman. Okay, I'm just saying. Shout out.
We might as well bring my mama in.
You already know, because your mama is responsible. Okay, she done held all of this. But honestly, what an amazing team we have. Oh, what an amazing year it's been. I just love our Converge family, and it's grown in such an organic way. People that showed up with all of their skill sets said, look, I want to be a part of this storytelling from the community side. And y'all are all community folks. And that's really what it's about, man. We showcase that love here, and it's really about all of us doing this together.
Right. Well, before we get out of here, and actually, Oya's got 5 minutes before she gotta pay the meter. Before we get out of here, I thought about, because we wanted to keep today's show positive. I've been watching these shows. They talk about all the bad stuff that happened, whatever. Everything that we've been through this year. Let me be clear. Everything that we've been through this year, through it all. We stand here positive. We stand here optimistic. We stand here engaged. We stand here ready for 2021.
Absolutely, my friend, like no other. And honestly, being able to embody all of our brilliance together, I'm inspired, man, and I'm ready for 2021 like no other.
Right. So this last clip, it aired back in August, and it was one of the most loved clips by our viewers. And oddly enough, this is a story that didn't happen here in Seattle. This is a story that occurred in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. I went down to Rocky Mount to visit my dad and my stepmom, Paulette, and she had just gotten diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. And, I came down there and I was expecting I didn't really know what to expect, but I didn't expect there to be anything positive. But I got down there, and all my dad and all my stepmom, Paulette, could talk about was the morning update show. And my dad told me something that this really stayed with me. It's a Bible verse, Micah 6:8 said, do justice, love mercy, live humbly.
What you doing, Pop? Grilling these ribs and pork chops that you defrosted. Wow. That's crazy. All you guys are watching the morning show down here. Oh yeah, wherever I am. At 2 o'clock. I'm glad that we're making something that makes you smile. Man, you just don't know how much it makes me smile.
The show is an excellent show, and I was wondering how. I said, how does he come up with all these different subjects to talk about? He must have a lot of people that call and feed information. This is happening over here. This is happening over there. Because every day he's got an informative show. It's not like a BS show. And there's some good music on that show, too. I love the music that is played.
So I'm just so proud of what you're doing. And the other thing is that you make it a point to remember what does God require? Do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly.
The variety, the subject matter that comes across was very impressive. And then that's when we first heard that boy say, I just want to be free.
Yes, I just want to live.
Yeah, I just want to live.
That was so beautiful. Do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly. You're doing justice by allowing, for instance, most people don't see behind the police line or what's going on over here. They just see the main stuff. You're showing the other side of the story. And I think that's always important. the mercy is that you are allowing people to speak and share their position, no matter what their station is in life. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Those things come across to me. Whether you are sharing what the mayor says or police chief Besa, I believe it is, yes, sir, and so forth. But the other side of it is that you are allowing the person who some of us would put in a marginalized situation to also speak equally on what they are seeing and how they're feeling, And it's like when the people started through Chinatown and you protested, don't be coming down here. These people live here and these are single entrepreneurs and so forth. When that group tried to, tear up May 29th. Huh? That was May 29th. Yeah, okay. But watching some of that, because I remember how some of my friends when I was studying at Brooks Institute and the Watts riots was taking place, so to speak, they always wanted to go so much for the bang, bang, sensational, what's going to hit the camera, what's going to explode, for sensationalism. It's kind of like the preacher who every Sunday seeks a sermon or a passage of scripture that's going to please the people instead of feed the people, that's going to please them that they can get the most bang and the most collection. Well, same thing happens in photojournalism a lot of times. Not a lot, but it does happen where we go for what's going to keep the attention of the people from second, minute 1 to minute 2, we get to the commercial. Is this going to be the big bang? What about the marginalized story? And in the whole Black Lives Matter, a lot of marginalized stories are facing America and the world that this country tried to their best to hide.
I have a bonus son. He's on television every day. What? I said, what can I say? She said, you're a star. I said, no, my son is a star. But, it just made an impact that there's a Black person who she knows who has a son that's on TV. It's like it's unheard of, because our generation and the generation that preceded us and the generation that preceded them has always been Jim Crow. The white man is always in control of everything. So yes, it's a big deal. Not only that it's our son that's on television, but he had the sense to put on something that is informative every day, and it has good music, and the fact that not only is it informative, it's current. That's a biggie. It's I'm an avid reader. He's an avid reader. He does more research than I do, and I do research too, but he does a lot. And to see that the information not only is informative, but it is current, makes you feel kind of good.
The Black press didn't get out to the world. It got out to our communities and so forth. But the stories that need to be told, the stories that haven't been told. Learn something new every day for the rest of your life. What?
I was just going to say, keep your clothes on.
Are you guys waving? And there it is right there. Definitely the best story, I'd say, on Converge Network, in my opinion, that we aired in 2020.
Absolutely. And we had some great ones. And honestly, seeing your family out there and you being able to receive that love, honestly, that's something that so many of us in the community, we all share that. The fact that the Morning Update Show has consistently brought information to our community. I can't be more honored to work on this with all of you guys. Yeah.
And again, so thankful for everybody. Thankful for you, Trey Holiday. Thankful for our production team here. And also, our production people that people don't see here. My daughter, Acacia, my son, Omi, Jordan, who's around. I mean, there's so many people who are connected to this, and most of all, we're so thankful to you, our viewers. Thank you for sticking with us through 2020. You know, it's never gonna be perfect, but we try hard every day. You know what I'm saying? We try our best, but you guys have stuck with us, and I mean, we're really looking forward to great things in 2021.
Absolutely. I share those sentiments wholeheartedly. I'm glad that we got through this episode without boo-hooing.
No, some of us did. Some of us did. Any last words before we get out of here, Trey?
You know what? Let's make it a great one. I mean, I can't say much more than what's already been said. We are honored. We are grateful. We are thankful to all of you. Please continue to follow up with us. Watch us. You guys can follow me. You guys are following. You guys can follow all of us that are, because we want to keep on giving updates. So we're just thankful. I'm grateful.
Yeah, 2021. And let's be in our purpose. Let's thrive in our purpose. Again, thank you guys so much. There's no show tomorrow. Much deserved rest here for everybody. And we're going to see you guys again on January 4th in a brand new year. That's my mama's birthday too. In a brand new year. And until January 4th, 2021, God bless you. Peace.
Peace.
Lift every voice and sing till earth in heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun.